Hi everyone, I have come here today to an incredibly snowy Newcastle, into the middle of this beautiful park to record a really quick year in review. I got this idea from a couple of friends who have also published similar ones as either blog posts or something like that, and I wanted to talk about the three things that have happened this year that I'm really proud of, and go into a bit of detail that, and also three things that I thought probably weren't as good as they could have been. Not necessarily failures necessarily in the way that people think about failures, but just opportunities for me to be better next year. I've got them in my phone here, and I'm gonna go through and just elaborate on some of them. If you want any more information about this or about me, check the description down below, because you'll see everything there. This is going to get really hard to hold, so I'm going to do it as quickly as I can. Alright, let's start with three things I think went really well this year in 2022, and I'm super happy with. The first one is about my business, the Cluster Consulting. I also have a website called jessbuildstech.com, so if you're interested in tech and nerdy stuff, check that out. It's pretty interesting, at least I think so. And my business, in terms of my business, this year has been a pretty interesting year. I got to work on all of the projects that I chose to work on, which is the main reason why I started doing my own freelance consulting business. Did a couple of really big projects. I did 4 really big projects for clients, and I'm really proud of what I was managed to accomplish with them. Some of them were pretty short, only sort of 6 weeks in size. Some of them were a bit longer, so for sort of 4 to 6 months. And I'll post a whole new video about that, going into detail about what those 4 big programs of work were, what I learned from them, what I did personally, so that you can also learn what and how I do it too, because why wouldn't I be sharing some of that? So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, and whatever the YouTube algorithm needs these days. So that's the first thing that I'm really proud of, which is working on the projects that I wanted to this year. The second thing is where I am right now. I moved from London after 30 years, being born and raised in central London. I moved to Newcastle. I've moved here 5 months ago, and it has been absolutely fantastic. I've had such a great time. I moved in with a partner, and we're having a lot of fun living together. Just everything about it. I get to wake up, every day's a fresh day, and we get some fantastic views like the ones that we have here in a park in Newcastle. Geordie's, which is the kind of local name for Newcastleians, I guess. Is that a word? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. They've been absolutely phenomenal. They've been allowing me to basically do whatever I want to, and being super friendly, and yeah, made some really cool friends this year. So that's the second thing that I'm really proud of that I've done this year, which is moving from London to Newcastle, and it going really successfully thus far. The third thing that I'm really happy with this year, maybe this should actually be first, is improving my health. So for those who don't know, I've started weightlifting in the gym, and this is not just a kind of commercial gym, it's an actual proper weightlifting gym. Everyone there is mostly orange and looks like big triangles like this, and then there's this little old me who's trying to lift some weights. It has been fantastic and phenomenal. I've had such a blast. I want to next year follow this up some more, possibly compete, maybe, probably not, because I'm a bit too old now, but I love building up my strength and being able to lift more and more each week. It's fantastic. It's been phenomenal, and I'll record a whole nother video about what I've learned through my journey weightlifting. It's been fantastic. For those of you who think weightlifting is really bad, or there's some kind of elements to it that are not great, completely dispel all of those myths. Everyone has been absolutely fantastic and phenomenal thus far. So those are the 3 things that I've been really proud of this year. Okay, so now on to, I guess, the spicier side of my year in review, which is the 3 things that I wouldn't necessarily consider failures, because failure is a really bad way of phrasing it, I think. It's pretty negative. But 3 things that I wish I would have done differently, and how I'm going to tackle that in 2023. So firstly, all of the work that I got from my business this year in the Cluster Consulting and Jess Builds Tech came from agencies. Now, agencies have been fantastic to me. They've been an absolute lifeline, and I've really enjoyed working with people from agencies or from kind of third parties. However, I do want to get better at finding that work for myself, like hunting down people who I can help and value that I can derive from those experiences for them, and building technology and products and services with and for them, so that I don't have to rely on third parties in order to find 100% of my work like I have this year. So that's number one. Number two is that I didn't write and share as much as I wanted to. You'll notice that on this YouTube channel I have not recorded a video this year, which is awful. It's really bad, and I'm actually somewhat upset with myself for doing so. Life got in the way, all the other excuses in the world, but it is a failure, and it's something that I'm going to tackle in 2023 from videos like this one that you see here, which is a bit more fun and informal. So we're in like a lovely park, just smashing out a video pretty quickly. So to tackle this specifically, I'm going to be building a content plan. I'm going to share that content plan on jessbuildstech.com. So if you're interested in what I'm going to be recording and talking about this year, check that out. And I'm going to not only build that content plan, but schedule the time to make sure in my week I have the actual capacity to be able to write and video and edit and all those things, this type of content, because I just enjoy doing it. I want to get better at it. I know this is somewhat cringy and horrible. It certainly is for me right now, recording this in a public space, but I'm going to get better at it because I enjoy it, and hopefully people find value from it too. All right, technical malfunction, but we're back. The third and final thing, that not necessarily a failure this year, but something that I definitely want to get better at in 2023, is clarifying my business offering. So thus far, I've been hired by agencies and third parties to help solve problems in the space of product, in technology, in service design, things of that nature. So a typical role will be, say, a technical product manager or a senior service designer or something like that. Those roles are fascinating, they're fun, I really, really enjoy them, but I want to get a bit sharper on some of the other potential opportunities as well that working for myself gives me. So two things here. Firstly, I want to take on more coaching clients. I have, in terms of career coaching, I've had more than 10 people this year that I've helped, specifically with their career goals. So whether they don't know whether they want to quit or not, they don't know how to get the next rung up on the ladder, they don't know what they want to do or how to go about getting interviews and things like that. Personally helped more than 10 people, and it's been absolutely fantastic. I've really, really enjoyed doing it. So I want to somewhat formalize that offering as a business and potentially have it as something that can run itself in terms of careers. And the second thing I want to expand into is an offering for... Oh, sorry, my hand's going... Oh. There you go. The second thing I want to do is expand into an offering for LGBTQ plus individuals or folks. So I'm a trans person. I know how difficult it is finding work. I've ended up building my own company because sometimes it can be really, really hard to find people who want to employ you. And I know that other queer people find it quite difficult as well. And out of those 10 plus people that I've helped, almost all of them, in fact all of them, are LGBT plus. And there's just such an opportunity here to build an offering that's specific to queer individuals and helping them in the world of work. Because the more money that our community has coming into it, the more we can help each other and ourselves. So I want to formalize that offering online, and I'll be in touch with a whole bunch of people who are probably listening to this right now in the new year to make that a bit of a reality. And that is it. Those are the three things that, again, not necessarily failures, but things that I want to get better at. As a cheeky fourth and final one, it's probably recording and editing videos. I find it incredibly painful, I guess is the word I'm going to use, to record this video. I'm currently here in this beautiful park, as you've seen for the rest of this video, but it's been quite difficult because, you know, how do I record this? What is the right settings to use? When is the right time of day? What about people looking at me weirdly and all those sorts of things? So I had to overcome quite a lot in order to do this one, but I've enjoyed it as well. So I'm going to overcome that fear and record and publish more in 2023. So that's it, folks, I guess. If you've enjoyed this and you've gotten a smile on your face throughout even just some of this, then let me know by putting the thumbs up button on YouTube. It really helps. It sounds cringy, but it does actually help. And if you're not subscribed already, check out my content on jessbuildstech.com, and have a lovely rest of your year. Or if we're already in 2023, have a lovely 2023. Thanks, bye bye.